I'm back, and in this video I'm going to be talking about people who flex, floss, and flaunt, and sometimes fake on social media. Now, and I'm talking more specifically about the people who show off what they have on social media. To me, individuals who do this, who exhibit this type of behavior, are really showing signs of a deep-rooted insecurity about their financial situation, and in some cases they may have a poverty consciousness. It's as if they're trying to prove to the outside world and others that they're trying to impress other people and trying to prove that they're better because of their material wealth. And of course, having more money and material things does not make you a better person. Part of my inspiration for making this video is because of this Tekashi 6ix9ine situation. I saw a video of him responding to some other, I think it was a rapper or some other rival that he was responding to, and he was saying that his rival is broke, and then he proceeded to pull out a bag of money and start counting. And when I saw that, it just made me think that he's a very egotistical person, and he's the type of person that feels like he has something to prove, and maybe he's always finding ways to one-up other people by flaunting and flexing his wealth. But what he does not know, maybe he knows now that he's in a lot of hot water, but probably what he didn't know before is that flexing and flossing, especially in front of people who don't have it like that, can get you killed or hurt. You know, when people do things like that, it's a telltale sign that they're really not used to having anything. They'll do things like, from what I understand, Tekashi 6ix9ine came from a very poor background. He didn't have nothing. Like, less than 2 years ago, he was sleeping on the floor and was dead broke. But then all of a sudden, his rap career took off and he made his first million. People like that who don't come from generational wealth, they don't know, they have no idea or concept of how to properly manage their money. And obviously they're not used to having anything, because people who are old money rich as opposed to new money rich, the wealth has been passed down to generation, and also ideas and training about how to manage your wealth and how to leave legacies behind for future generation. It's like it's been programmed into people and passed down from generation to generation. How to keep the money in the family and how to maintain and hold on to the wealth. So you won't see people who come from money doing these types of things, running out and spending $300,000 on a gaudy, iced out chain, or a chain like Tekashi 6ix9ine, who went out and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on a diamond chain, a diamond necklace and pendant that had the saw mask. Rich people who are used to having something and understand the power and the energy behind money, they don't spend their money on foolishness like that. They tend to spend their money on things that are going to, objects that are going to bring more money back to them. A person who has poverty consciousness and who doesn't truly understand the power and the energy behind money, they're more likely to go out and spend their money on stuff that's going to put them even more deeper into the hole. And it's going to be objects that are depreciate in value over time, like sports cars, unless they're collectible. You won't catch a Bill Gates, aside from the fact that they're older and come from another generation, the baby boomers. You won't catch a Warren Buffett or a Bill Gates running out and spending $500,000 on a sports car, or $300,000 on a piece of jewelry, just to display and to flaunt it before other people. They have an entirely different philosophy about how money should be spent, and how money should be utilized. I saw in another video where Tekashi 6ix9ine was going into the impoverished neighborhoods and to, I think, homeless shelters, and handing people like $100 bills, $200, whatever. But I think he was doing that more or less as a show to make himself look good. I mean, it's good. I give him props for doing something and giving back to the community, but I think he did that more to make himself look good. Kind of almost like giving himself a pat on the shoulder. Because what person who has humility is gonna go have someone film them handing out money to poor people? Like, to me, that's one of the most egotistical things that someone can do, and to me, it's almost like you're not really doing it out of the goodness of your heart. You're doing it more to benefit yourself than to benefit the less fortunate. So to me, it's like that's giving for the wrong reason. You ever heard a scripture from the Christian Bible that goes something like, "Do not your alms before men"? In other words, if you're going to do something for another person, do it privately. Don't do it so that other people will know about it and it will be out in the open, so that you'll bring attention to yourself. That's what I think Tekashi 6ix9ine and other people who publicize their giving are doing. They're trying to bring attention to themselves. But little do they know, in the eyes of someone who thinks the way that I do, it's not a good look. But if I have that type of money to give, I'm gonna donate anonymously, or request that my giving be kept private or secret. And aside from that, how much? I mean, I'm not trying to knock him giving $100, $200 here or there to random strangers on the street, but how much is that really going to make a difference in a person's day-to-day life? I mean, it might be a temporary fix or temporary relief for their situation, but over the long run, $100, $200, $300 is not really going to help them, especially if they're homeless and destitute. So I think he'd be better off donating large sums of money to charity, to reputable charities, rather than just handing out $100 and $200 to random strangers without knowing anything about their background or situation. One of the reasons why I think it's stupid for people to flex and floss, especially on social media, is because there's setting themselves up to be robbed. Just look at how many rappers, one who I can think of recently who was robbed and killed is Young Greatness from Louisiana, who was robbed and killed, when he came home to attend the funeral. He was robbed in the wee hours of the morning at I believe, a Waffle House. You cannot travel alone and without protection when you're a person who has a little notoriety, because there's always going to be people waiting off in the cut to catch you slipping, especially if they know you have money or you have something of value that they can take. If opportunists aren't seeking to rob you or steal from wealthy people, then they're going to be seeking to take your money from you in other ways, either through scamming, begging you out of your money, or looking for an opportunity to file a lawsuit against you so that they can get your money. So whenever you have money, that's something that you want to try to live modestly and try to keep your wealth on that down low if possible. One of the stupidest things that a person can do is get on social media and do like how I see a lot of these young people do, and get stacks of money and hold it up to their head and take a picture for Instagram and post it to Instagram. That is so fucking stupid and tacky. Not only that, what some of these people don't realize is that law enforcement, the IRS, and other governmental agencies frequent social media. They're all on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're even on YouTube. I saw a recent news story where this guy who was involved in illegal activities and who would frequently flash money on social media and guns got raided on Facebook Live. It was hilarious. But, that's just an example of how stupid some of these people are. You actually doing the government's work for them by posting to social media that you have all this money. Because the first thing that the IRS, the FBI, and all these other governmental agencies and law enforcement is going to want to know is, how did you procure all that money? Was it gotten through ill-gotten? Was it through ill-gotten ways, like selling drugs or dealing in illegal contraband? A smart person would keep all of their money and activity on the down low, so as not to bring any unnecessary attention to themselves. But a lot of people let their ego get the best of them, and they want to flex and floss in order to impress other people, and it ends up being their undoing.